Well, the world has sure gone nutty, buddy, even downright cruddy, buddy. Wish I missed the past, buddy, but there's still Buddycast. No, don't be nutty, go meet everybody here on Buddycast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and host of Buddycast, Nick Sorensen.
Good evening, guys. I hope you ate dinner, because if not, you're going to be pretty hungry after this episode. It's time for another episode of everybody's favorite show, Buddycast. I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. Joining me today is a very good buddy, my buddy Chris from Noodlelove. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us on this episode today. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Chris, I got to start out by asking, for our buddies out there who aren't familiar with Noodlelove, because buddies from all around, can you tell us the story behind Noodlelove?
Yeah, so it's really the brainchild of the founder, good friend Natalie Camerino. She complete switch from what she was into at the time. She was actually working for a hedge fund and had this passion idea for the concept, and met up, and based off of her heritage, she comes from an Italian Korean family, and her travels really wanted to put something together to introduce to the market and bring out and introduce a lot of people to some interesting things and some different flavors, little spin on things. So started putting that together, and wow, back a while ago, and she really put a lot of time into this. And, we went through a lot of people, the branding companies, the consulting chefs, and everyone, and, putting this together, and really hit it out of the park and putting together a unique and fun concept.
Awesome. And how did you get involved with Noodlelove?
We actually met through mutual friends, and, she had, like I said, been in the financial industry before, like myself. And at the time I had a Greek concept, GRK Greek, when put it together, and asked me to get involved and help putting it together and launching and putting together the first one in New York, which launched, and it's been a great success and doing phenomenal. And, we just grew from there.
Nice. And speaking of growth, you've grown so much that you are now down here in Erie, Pennsylvania at the Flagship City Food Hall. How did you find that opportunity?
Yeah, so I was here in Erie and saw what the EDDC was putting together for downtown, and it's really inspiring, to see what they're, been working on and putting together, and, able to accomplishment and revitalize the area. For a lot of, empty space and dead buildings, and, really putting a focus on and bring a lot of people together, and jobs creation and investing in the community. I think it's great. The people who've moved in, above with the apartments and the businesses that are coming, it's very welcome to the neighborhood and, Erie altogether. I think it's very well received, and nice to see the transformation. They put a lot of time into this and did the studies beforehand as far as what would be required and needed in order to revitalize the city, and, put the effort in. We see that it's growing, moving further up, not with just the EDDC, but other businesses, different landlords have, spoken to, and they're excited to see the progress and the change, and making a lot of investments themselves into either their own properties or acquiring and looking towards the future. So I think a lot of big things are happening. And, when I saw that, it sounded like a phenomenal idea and, wanted to get into it. So reached out to the EDDC and began the talks, and we stayed in touch, and we talked about different opportunities, and finally landed on the food hall.
Nice. What about all your neighbors at the food hall? What are your thoughts on them? What are your thoughts on being literally right next door to another restaurant?
Yeah, it's great. There's some phenomenal people, that have met, in there, and, learned about what they're doing, and everything from, shawarma station to Taste and See and Taste of Love, and, the Joe's Brooklyn Bagels. It's, nice to meet those in Dina. I mean, there's some amazing people in each of the locations, and we've all become very, very close. So, it's almost like, it's not another restaurant. It's, working amongst friends. So, we're able to, talk and try to help each other, when we can. And, I think the fellowship of, the other workers and the people involved has been phenomenal. It's great to see them all, and, it's great to see them every day.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear it's a community and it's not just, well, we're businesses, we're rival, like something like that. It's really
100%.
Community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they
We've
do call
all
it the
come
community's
to
food
each
hall.
other, and discussed, because helping them would help us, and, vice versa. And, it's nice to have that, and, to bounce ideas off of and discuss certain things. So it's a great group of people.
Awesome. So going to your restaurant, what are some of your favorite menu items? I know that's like asking who's your favorite child, but what are some of your favorites?
Well, the kimchi bop is a big fan of mine. It's always been from the beginning. Even in New York, it's something I always order. I'm kind of a creature of habit, and I always go towards the same things a lot of times, even going out to other restaurants and different places. So I'm very familiar with that, but it's kind of my go-to thing. So I like to introduce that to people also. So it's a little spicy, but a good meal with, and that's based off of the rice dish. So it's something different, and a lot of people are used to. So it's been a big hit.
Nice. Now, on average, how many pounds of noodles do you think you go through on a daily basis?
Oh, geez. I would say pound-wise, anything from 50 to 100 pounds, depending on, the business.
Wow.
Yeah. We go through, a lot. I mean, obviously the noodles are a main thing. We have some different items, in addition to that, which, love to have you down and try. We've been adding different stuff. We are limited, obviously, based off of, the size. This is just a food hall. So, we can't do all the different things, being done in New York and the large menu, but plan to add to it. And some of the things like the bao buns. So, those are something different. A lot of people in Erie haven't had the opportunity to try those, but those are a big hit. It's a fluffy wheat bun, and we do chicken or shrimp toast on that. And people love them, once they, give them a shot and try it.
So take us through the ordering process. If I'm creating my own, what would I need?
Yeah, so we have two main things. So we have suggested combinations to help along and give you an idea, or you can go through and create your own. And basically just walk through the steps as far as you choose your base, which is either the noodles, whatever your noodle preference is, or the rice, and then choose your vegetables, the sauce, how you'd like that. You could add in any of the proteins you'd like, or, keep it vegan, do without. And then you could add your toppings. So got a crunchy topping and a little garnish, but if you don't feel like going through all those steps with each of those types of noodles or the base, we have suggested combinations and proteins along with that. But we have spicy, non-spicy, gluten-free options, vegan options. So, it's people are very receptive to having those options here, with different diets and limitations.
I was about to ask that. Do you have different items for people who have different dietary needs, who have like food allergies or anything like that?
Yeah. So really, like I said, you could go through and create your own to address any of those issues. Or, like I said, we have the combinations that we can walk you through. And, we like talking to the people and helping them walk through and, catering and because everything is created fresh, made to order. So, there's nothing pre-made and just, sitting there that we dish out. So we like to walk through and find out what they like as far as certain taste and if there's any allergies or, limitations as far as, like I said, being celiac or anything, and customizing that to their what they like. And, get a lot of people who just come in and, they get the same thing over and over. They take a picture and just go right through. But, some people just, go through the list and want to try something different each time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one other thing I wanted to touch on, we mentioned this before the episode, you just completed what was called Restaurant Week down at the food hall. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, Restaurant Week's a really big thing in New York City. And, I remember actually, when I first moved there, and, just starting and, being able to go to different restaurants and trying them, based off of Restaurant Weekend was a big thing. So, it's nice to see that in Erie. And, typically January is a slower time in the industry. So, it gives a focus to the restaurants and puts it out there so people can go out and try different places and see different things and try these specials and, get out there and see those features and, visit Erie and the news channels. Everyone did a phenomenal job in putting this together in Erie and really promoting it. It's nice to see the participation and everything behind that. And I mean, they're a great group to work with. They were just so nice and very accommodating with everything and put out a lot of PR for it. So, we got a lot of new people come in and try for the first time. It's amazing to see how many people haven't been down to the food hall even, let alone, just to us. But, a lot of people, were able to learn about the food hall, get in there and try a lot of different places. But it was a phenomenal success. I mean, we saw, especially on the weekends, a lot of people coming in just specifically for Restaurant Week because they had seen the advertisement or, information in regards to it. But I think they did a great job and everyone's looking forward to it next year.
Nice. That brings up a follow-up question. If you've ever seen someone who's experiencing the food hall for the first time, from your perspective, what are you seeing from them?
Oh, it's a big mix because, being downtown, we get a lot of people, in from other cities and stuff, in for business, staying at the hotels downtown. So a lot of people are familiar with the whole food hall concept. And then you get a whole nother group that's never been, even in a food hall before. And it's a little overwhelming for them sometimes. So, I think it's a great way to introduce a lot of different things. And it's a good concept for people getting together because, we get together, you may want pizza and, I may want noodles and somebody may want Dominican, but, it gives the opportunity to go in and, try all of that. And, people get together, share, and, obviously the bar has a tremendous amount of, different options. So, it's great to see that and, very well received.
Wonderful. So when it comes to Noodlelove, what are your hopes and dreams for 2023?
Would like to really expand a lot, in Erie, get out to get to new audiences. We love participating, with the community. Yeah, we did, played our part with the Erie Zoo for their fundraiser, the Children's Museum, both phenomenal groups, and the stuff that they're doing in the city, expanding, growing, being a part of that and helping out through their fundraising. It's a great way to introduce Noodlelove to other people and other groups, and we hope to participate in those more and do some one-offs, maybe some private dinners. We've been doing a lot of catering and things like that. So we'd like to expand those options and really reach out to some other areas of Erie and get to know them. But obviously the summer's a very vibrant time. We just want to stay engaged in the community and being a part of Erie and just getting out there more and more.
Nice. So that brings up another follow-up question. Do you do stuff like catering or, like options if someone were to call you, hey, I'm having this party, I'm having this banquet, I was wondering if you can help me out. Do they have those options?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. We get, the hospitals there. We get a lot of pharmaceutical reps, put orders in for, catering there. And, we've even had, wakes. A bride just came and wants to do a bridal party. So, we get a bunch of different things, but yeah, just request all different types of things. So, it's nice to see, and, any of those things, we're happy to help. And, that's one thing that, we're not, corporate to where, has to all fit in one box. We're very flexible with that and love to accommodate, along with that.
Awesome. Now, Buddy, where can our buddies out there watching go to learn more about Noodlelove?
I suggest they come in the food hall and talk to us. We love to engage all the whole crew. We love to talk to people, talk to them about what they like to eat and what they don't, and the different things. So yeah, we love to see people. So it's a great thing. We have so many regulars that we just know, and talk to on a regular basis that come up. People order daily from us, and we'd love to have them come down and just talk to us. But as always, you can go on the Facebook or the website and learn more. Very active on Instagram, but one big thing is it's one-on-one, and we like to talk to people more and more. So we really suggest coming in, and we can talk to them about the different ingredients and talk to people about the different types of noodles and what differentiates them and what they may like.
Nice. And is the website noodlelove.com?
Yes. Yep.
Noodlelove.com. Awesome. So, Buddy, I got 2 more questions for you. First off, please remember, you're not a guest on the show. You're a buddy. So my buddy Jonas Kane at #positivity wants to know, in your own words, what does it mean to be someone's buddy?
Yeah, actually, I think we talked about this one time before. A buddy is somebody who, that you can count on or is there for you through thick and thin. There's a lot of different interpretations to it. You got your work buddy. One thing in the restaurant industry, everyone knows, working, people have their ups and downs. And, when I chip in for you, and coming turns around, you're going to be there for me. So you have those work buddies, and then, you got your friends that I'm sure, you may talk to and you haven't spoken to since high school or something. Then you talk to them, it's like a day hasn't even skipped. You're just buddies, and there's no problem. You may not talk every once in a while, every day or every week or something, but you don't skip a beat when you see each other and start reminiscing again. And then when you need somebody, they're there for you, supporting the other person and whatever they're doing, and help enrich their lives and taking it to the next level, basically.
Absolutely. So, Buddy, we've come now to what's called the ultimate Buddycast buddy question. You ready for this one?
Sure, shoot.
What's your advice to anyone who wants to run their own restaurant one day, who wants to do what you're doing?
Yeah, so there's a lot of work, and people don't realize, people think like, oh, it's some on the side I'd like to do. But there's a tremendous amount of work involved. So the biggest thing is doing your research and determining what needs to be done and what all's involved, because it's not just turning it around. There's marketing and there's industry, and depending on what you want to do, and growing that. One thing that we work on is we want to expand and keep on growing multiple locations and take it to the next level. And I think it's very important to do your homework and find out everything that's involved, and really researching. A lot of places just open up, and they don't realize what food costs are and labor costs, and the back end of everything. So the business side, there's a lot to it, and it's a matter of really doing your research and finding those things out and what your market is. We just got nominated by Fast Casual magazine for the top 20 brands to watch for 2023. So they select 20 brands throughout the country, and that's it. And it's a one-time deal, and it's a pretty big honor. Have a lot of people reach out based off of that, and it leads to a lot of other opportunities. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that translates, but it's a great honor to be nominated for that, or not nominated, to receive that for nationally. So, we're looking for a lot of big things for the brand coming up this year, and, it's all part of it, but it'll be really interesting.
Love it. Congratulations on the nomination.
Thanks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, buddy, thank you again for being a buddy on Buddycast once again. It was an honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome back anytime. Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
And before we close out this, of course, before we close out this episode, I have one favor to ask you.
What's that?
Whatever you do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or even next year, please go be someone's buddy.
100%. Yeah, it's the least I can do.
Mm-hmm. For my buddies out there, this is my buddy Chris Potter. Please check out Noodlelove. Go down to the food hall. Get a good dish. You won't regret it. I can personally attest. It's buddy approved. So I can personally attest. I'm your host, Nick Simpson. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Buddycast. Go be someone's buddy. And we'll catch y'all next time here on everybody's favorite show.
Well, the days are going fast, buddy.